The Premier League returns for Arsenal as they look to win their first match in, believe it or not, 3 matches. Defeat to Bournemouth, draw against Liverpool, and now Newcastle. Can they break this frustrating streak? A game of which, of course, had plenty of refereeing controversy about it this season, or rather last season. And we're hoping this season we can break that trend as well. This is the Arsenal Preview Show. Hello and welcome to the Gooner Talk, back again with you guys and girls for another episode of what is the Arsenal Preview Show, the show in which we look ahead to the next Arsenal fixture with the help of one of our members from the Discord server. And this week it's the turn of Daniel. How you doing, mate? You good? You well?
Yeah, mate, I'm good. How are you?
Very good, mate. Very good. Not bad. I mean, I've got back from the Tottenham training ground for Ange Postecoglou's press conference, so I've had a shower and I feel a lot better after that. So, yeah, all good. All good indeed. No, he was actually very entertaining actually today, Ange. There was... he used an analogy about the project being, if you want a nice garden, you got to handle fertilizer. And I was like, okay. And then the journalist, I think it was Alex, asked the question of, do you have a beautiful garden as well? And he was like, I don't know anything about gardening. I just heard that quote before, which was quite a funny line, to be fair. So, it's a Tottenham way of doing it, I guess. But yes, we're here to talk about Arsenal against Newcastle. Mikel Arteta, of course, conducted his own press conference this morning in which he gave a few updates on Arsenal's players. Seems good news surrounding Gabriel and Ben White as well, should they have taken part in training today. And I know there's already been rumours flying around the interwebs that both of them have, that they will be in contention to play tomorrow. But overall, how are you feeling about the trip down to Newcastle?
Yeah, a bit mixed to be honest, because I know we won against Shakhtar, but we didn't play that great in my opinion. First half against Liverpool, we played great. Second half, not so much. But like I respect if people think differently. I just think we didn't play as well as we should have in that second half. Sure. But yeah, it'll be nice to get revenge on what happened last season at Newcastle, with that disallowed goal. No, not disallowed goal, allowed goal.
A goal that should have been disallowed, rather.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I feel like we can get 3 points there. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a ground in which Arsenal in the past have had some pretty decent runs at, and we won. I remember that game we won 2-0. Odegaard had a fantastic game. Jorginho had a fantastic game that day. But last season, it was weird. I was there, obviously. Obviously, St James's Park is an incredibly intimidating place to go to, and it's one of the toughest grounds that most clubs would say is on the calendar. And when they look on the fixture list at the start of the season, they look at where Newcastle is and know that's going to be one of the tougher games. But they are, believe it or not, winless in their last 5 Premier League games. They did beat Chelsea in the League Cup in midweek, but that was off the back of losing to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. They've drawn games they should have won. They've lost games they probably should have got more out of. They've had some, injury record issues as well. Callum Wilson's still out at the moment as well. The last 5 games, defeat in the Premier League, that is, defeat to Chelsea, defeat at home to Brighton, a 0-0 draw away at Everton, drawing of Manchester City, a much better result, of course, but then losing the game before that away at Fulham. So it's meant that their season sees them sitting currently in 12th place. And there's a lot of feeling, if they don't qualify for Europe, that Alexander Isak could indeed end up at Arsenal or another Champions League club. But have you been surprised by how poor they have been this season?
Yeah, kind of. Because they've certainly got the players there to do it slightly better, maybe top 8.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if you're gonna hear some sort of.
Oh, you're fine, mate. You're fine.
Okay. It's just my neighbour's dog's playing up.
It's always the neighbour's dog doing something. Okay, keep going, man. You're all good.
Yeah, I thought that they could be doing a little bit better, but I feel more since they're doing so bad, this is our chance to capitalize on that. But we just need to not create more, but put our chances away, which I feel that we do struggle with sometimes. Well, sometimes.
Yeah, no, we absolutely do struggle with it, and I think that there's been games in which we've looked at Havertz and even Saka and Martinelli definitely as having some big chances against. Thinking about Martinelli against Bournemouth, a chance that absolutely should have been taken. Trossard's penalty against Shakhtar Donetsk that should have been, taken as well. There's a few chances against Liverpool as well that we definitely should have put away and didn't, and that's been very, very frustrating for us. And going up to a place like Newcastle, where you're not expecting too many clear-cut opportunities, of course, to be created, when they come, we need to be in a position where we can take those chances. I think there's a lot of talk as well around at the moment, Daniel, about Ethan Nwaneri. He had a really good game in midweek against Preston, scored a fantastic goal off the back of scoring 2 good goals in the round before that as well. So, I mean, it's getting to a point where Arteta is going to find it very hard to justify not playing him. So would you be playing him in this game?
Well, I think this would be the game to play him and start him, because Chelsea is it away that we're at Chelsea?
That'll be away as well,
right? And I think that'll be a tougher game for Nwaneri to start and do well. So, I think Newcastle away, yes, it'll be a tougher game, but basing it on their current form, Nwaneri should be able to find the spaces and try and create some chances for Kai and Saka.
Yeah,
and see where we go from there. To be honest, and this would be the game for him to play, because I don't think I would start him against Chelsea.
Yeah, they are obviously a better side this season than Newcastle, and I think will be a tougher challenge than Newcastle with respect to the Magpies. But I think you're right. I think if you're going to start maybe Nwaneri in one of these games, that you're looking at that, I wouldn't start him at Inter. It's an incredibly intimidating ground, the San Siro, to go to and to play. So if you are going to start him, it would probably be here. I don't think that's what will happen, to dash the hopes of fans that want to see it. Of course, Leandro Trossard was completely rested against Preston in midweek, and he's been the player that's been playing in place of Ødegaard. And also, by the time we get to Chelsea, there's a good chance, based upon what Mikel Arteta has been saying, that Martin Ødegaard might as well be back, which is also going to create another obstacle for Nwaneri to try and get into the team. But I still think we'll be seeing him plenty from the bench and getting opportunities to come off the bench and play. And I think that's where we'll find his most of his minutes.
And that's why I say this would be the game to start Ethan, because there's tougher games ahead, and like you said just a second ago about Trossard playing against, most likely playing against Inter and most likely playing against Chelsea. I wouldn't know about I wouldn't agree with playing Ødegaard against Chelsea, because first game back, they'll be going for him, and if Ødegaard gets hurt, he'll be out a lot longer.
Yeah, he will, and it's risky if you throw him in quickly, isn't it?
To be fair,
you're absolutely right. You're right. Sam, thank you so much for the kind donation. Obliterate the like button, says Sam. Make sure, if you haven't done so already, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you think you can hold your own, quite like Dan is here on our preview shows, of course, members of the Discord server can hop on ahead of all of our games and have a one-on-one chat to talk about the next fixture, which in this case, of course, as we are doing, is Newcastle. Ode in the chat says, Tom, do we know if anyone is out? Well, just to kind of give a roundup of today's team news from Mikel Arteta. I'll talk about it a little bit more in tomorrow morning show as well. But it's positive on Gabriel. It's positive on White. We don't know if they're going to be there for sure, but they both, are progressing well. It seems Ødegaard won't be available, but is also close to a return, which is really good to hear. Also, Ricardo Calafiori is not expected to be in the squad this weekend. He's not expected, I don't think, to be back until perhaps after the next international break, which is, I'm sorry to break this to you guys, but only 3 weeks away or so. So it's less than that even. I think it's just over 2 weeks away is the next international break, believe it or not. So you're going to have to deal with that once again. But once that's done, there's not another one until March. So that's kind of the benefit.
Yay.
Final one. Yay, indeed. All right, let's go to the lineups then, Dan. Talk us through your selection and your picks.
Some of you might find it a bit controversial. I mean, putting Sterling on the left, but the thing is, he needs a run of games, and that's kind of why we got him in for. And I think Martinelli needs a break because there's a lot of frustration around him at the moment, and I know he's not playing well. Yes, he's had a couple of goals in the last few games, but before that, he was like 0-17, 0-18.
Yeah, had a big long break
for goals, and before he got a goal and an assist, and I'm just bored of him wasting chances like the one against Bournemouth. Like he showed his hand too early or showed his foot too early. And maybe if that was like someone else, like on that ball, they might have done better. And I just feel like Martinelli needs a break out of the on the bench.
Yeah, of course. I think you'd see him coming off the bench, wouldn't you? But I understand where you're coming from with Sterling. You did go with Nwaneri as well, to be fair to you, and that backed up your point. Kivior at left back, is that more kind of injury? Because Timber's not in your squad as well.
Yeah, because I did a check on who's in or out, and I was going to put Calafiori in, but obviously he's injured. So Kivior at left back. Now Partey is only at right back because I didn't know how fit Ben White was.
Okay.
Or Gabriel was, to be fair. Because if Gabriel is not fit, I'll then put White at centre back. And leave Partey at right back. But apart from that, that's pretty much my team.
And Saka, your star man, you're expecting him to turn up and be the big man again.
Yeah. Like if he can score against Liverpool and only play, what was it, 60, 70?
Yeah, so if that,
like minutes, and him not being at 100%. Then I would half expect him to at least get one goal or try and get quite a few shots on target at least. And I'm gonna say that the most controversial pick in my team is Sterling.
Oh, without a doubt. I think you'd be in a 1% club when it came to that, but you backed up the reasons for it. To be fair,
because he's not going to play against Chelsea. Because he can't, because unless it's agreed between the two clubs, in the loan contract, he can't play against the parent club.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Yeah,
and he's not going to play well against teams, or like some people might make the argument that he should be playing well against teams like Preston, but my argument is you're not going to play well if you only get 15, 20
minutes
per game. You need a run of games. And
just let me ask you this from Ransford as well. He said, question to Dan, why would you choose Sterling over Jesus in this situation? I love this. He says, by the way, I'm not judging or something like that. I'm just asking out of interest. Ransford, I love that, Ransford. Just you are allowed to ask questions, people. It is okay. But go on, yeah.
But we've seen Jesus play, but it's more to the fact that Sterling says that he's got something to prove. Let's let him try and prove it.
I love that. The words he said was, "You're going to see the best of me," is what he said. When he signed. I love this from Ode. He says, "Damn, Daniel, hitting us with the loan stipulations. I completely forgot that Sterling can't play against Chelsea." It's something that not many people have been maybe thinking about. The depth in the forward line will be one player short for that game. Going into my picks for this one, I've gone strong. This is based upon just fingers crossed, people being fit, and I haven't got Ben White. But he definitely could potentially be in this squad. tomorrow, based upon the fact that there's rumours going around that it seems that he did train today, which is good news. David Raya in goal, of course. I thought Partey was excellent against Liverpool at right back, so I'd be very comfortable seeing him play there. Saliba and Gabriel at the back, Timber on the left-hand side, Rice and Merino in midfield, Leandro Trossard starting in the 10. If it was Nwaneri, I wouldn't cry about it, that's for sure. I'd be more than happy to see Nwaneri play there. And Saka, Havertz and Martinelli. I think this is probably a favourites pick. I think this will go down as the popular pick. But I think, Dan, you've explained your selection very well, and I think you've backed it with the Sterling particularly. And Nwaneri will be a very popular pick as well.
Yeah, it was like a knife edge for me. Either one, however you say his name.
Yeah,
it was either Nwaneri or Trossard, and I'm a fan of both. But because Inter and Chelsea will be tougher games, that's why I would pick Ethan over Trossard for this one.
Yeah, I think you've explained it well, and I think that's fair enough. I think that Arsenal's depth, again, being highlighted, that you've got these options. We've got these headaches. We've got this opportunity to start different players. Kai Havertz continues to be my star man. I really need him to have a big season. I thought the game last year at Newcastle was the game where Havertz kind of came to life at Arsenal. He could have been sent off in that game. He could have scored a couple of goals in that game. He played in midfield in this fixture. I think he was playing in place of Ødegaard because Ødegaard wasn't available for this one. In fact, just let me have a look at the lineup that Arsenal went for that day. It's almost a year to the day. It'll be the 4th of November last year when we played them, so only 2 days prior to that. Arsenal's team on the day we lost 1-0 was Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, the back 4, Kai Havertz, Jorginho and Declan Rice for the midfield 3, and then Saka, Martinelli and Nketiah started the game. So I think there'll be some changes from that. Of course, Havertz will move into that attacking position. Trossard, I think, will play. Merino, I think, will start with Jorginho. White being out, thinks that Partey will come in. And Timber, of course, being available to play is another big benefit. We did hear from Arteta about Tomiyasu that he's not expecting him to be back before the next international break, which is another big blow. And again, kind of raises these questions about Tomiyasu's future, I think, somewhat about whether he should be sold in the summer. Right, let's go to question for the predictions then. So scoreline and chat box, please make sure you drop your predictions and scorelines and stuff into the chat box. Scoreline and scorers, please, Daniel.
Either 2 or 3-1. Solid 3.
Solid. We're going with 3. 3-1. I love it. Who's going to score?
Saka. Havertz.
Yep. Good choice.
And Nwaneri.
Yeah, there we go. I love
feel
that. Nwaneri,
like this could be like his game.
Let's wait and see if he starts. I'd be surprised, but I'm up for being surprised. I really am. Would love to see it happen. Chatbox, Damien says 2-0 to us, Havertz and Saka to score. Grant says a nervy 2-1 Saka and Nwaneri. P Sharp says 2-0 to the Arsenal. Matt G says 2-0 Arsenal, Saka and Rice. Ramsey says 1-0 Havertz and a Bruno G elbow. Yeah, that was another thing, of course, from the game last season. Bruno Guimaraes with the forearm smash on Jorginho.
And a red card to Arsenal.
That's probably a fair prediction these days. It's if you're a betting man, betting on a red card for Arsenal is probably better. Good odds this weekend. Oda says, "Go on, Daniel. What'd you say?"
It's about 5-1. Or
is it 5-1 on a red card? That's mad.
Well, it was when we played Liverpool, but yeah,
madness. Oda says 2-1. We will go down, and second half king of Brazil from a corner, and Havertz from a second corner. It could be any of the 3 Gabriels, of course, Oda is referring to, but I think we all know which one he's referring to. Knowledge says 2-0 to the Arsenal. Paul says Gabby, Moreno and Havertz in a 3-1 win. And Grant says, no, Dan, don't speak the red card into existence, please. We're not going to manifest this. We don't want to see it. So touch wood all simultaneously. Daniel, thank you so much for your time, mate. You've absolutely smashed this one. Really appreciate it. Tell people where they can find you.
Just in the Discord.
There you go.
Really?
You can find down in the Discord. You can find all of our members in the Discord. And if you would like to come on one of our preview shows and join our Discord and TGT family, the link to do so is down in the link tree down below. So go and check it out. We'll be back, of course, tomorrow morning to round up Mikel Arteta's press conference and the 8 a.m. show. I'll then be back with you on Sunday for an 8 a.m. roundup of the game against Newcastle. And of course, ahead of the game against Inter Milan, we'll have another preview show with another one of our members chatting away about a clash in the San Siro. Have a fantastic Friday evening. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe, stay well, stay happy and respectful. And as always, up the Arsenal.